Is this now all right? 2 debates, 2 days, gloves certainly off. What do you think about what the candidates did? You certainly felt an intensity over these last 2 days. They know time is running out and the number of undecided voters shrinking.
Absolutely, Claudine. A doubleheader last night and tonight. And what you saw is these candidates trying to assert themselves as they need to, because there's probably going to be one Democrat and one Republican facing off in the election for governor. And so you have two things going on. You have the candidates on the Democrat side who aren't doing as well as Javier Becerra and Tom Steyer, really trying to get themselves into the mix, including Matt Mahan a lot tonight. And then you have the Republicans there. Pretty much a repeat of last night. It started out very civilly, but eventually, because these people are seeing each other quite often now, and the time is running short, they really have to get on about differentiating themselves from other people on that stage.
And Brian, with that in mind, who do you think took a step forward, and did any of the candidates take a step back?
It's a good question. I think that, if it weren't for the fact that Matt Mahan is so far down in the polls, I think as a moderate, he might appeal to a lot of people. But the fact is, Tom Steyer, I thought, had a better night than last night. Javier Becerra continues to waffle a little bit on answers. They are hammering him big time, Frank, because he's polling very, very well. He's the guy that picked up most of the Eric Swalwell votes, or the polling at least shows us the Swalwell support has gone to him. So he's going to be a target. Swalwell is, of course, a target. But we have to remember, Swalwell has spent better than $130 million and is all over the airwaves. He's got great name ID. I think that benefits him.
Yeah, they're certainly treating Becerra as a front runner, and certainly a lot of the attacks on there. But yes, they were stepping on each other, interrupting each other, trying to make sure they got their points in. Tonight was only an hour long, and so they didn't have much time to do that. That being said, the ballots are out. People have them, and some people already mailing them in. We were talking to voters today who said they might hold on to them longer than they normally would because this race doesn't necessarily have a clear front runner, and people want to try to figure out where they should put their vote. And those ballots have 60-plus candidates on it. It is a confusing ballot for a lot of people.
Right, Claudine. There are 62 folks on that ballot for governor. You got to go find the people or the person that you want. That's going to be a challenge. But we know that between 14 and 17% of the people who are likely to vote still haven't made up their minds, which is why last night and tonight was very important for Democrats in particular. Steve Hilton is going to take the Republican vote and go with that, and he'll end up as one of the two people. But there's going to be one Democrat left standing, and that's why you've got this infighting about records and everything else going on. So it's going to come down to Hilton and somebody, and that's going to be the race at the end of the day.
And Brian, what percentage? It's kind of a hard question to answer, but how many people actually watch debates and make up their mind just watching a debate?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. We like to hope that people sit down and watch all these debates. They're available. But the fact is that once somebody has watched a debate, maybe tuned in a couple more times for a few minutes, people don't sit down and watch all of this. It's competing half the time against the NBA playoffs and other things. And what the takeaway message here is that this race has not been one that California voters are excited about. I'm not sure that California voters have felt like one Democrat, as an example, in a heavily blue state really stands out. And that's why they are fighting so hard for just incremental percentages at this point so that they can get into that runoff with I believe, will be Hilton.
Yeah, well, they are trying to stand out on that stage tonight. They have another debate coming up as well, hoping to convince voters that they deserve that vote. All right, Brian Sobel, always great to talk to you. We appreciate your insight tonight, as always.
27
My pleasure.
days away.
Have a great evening.
All right, Brian. Thank you for that. Our coverage of the June primary continues online. There you